Are you in there? Can you hear me? Is anybody in there? Bye. Fucking crap, bro. Crap, bro. Crap, bro. Check, check. Check, check. Microphone check. Can you hear me? Great. Does it sound normal? Because there's some damn buzzing in my ear. Yeah, I don't know what happened, man. But if y'all can hear me, that's fine. But there's some crazy ass noise in my ear. I don't know what just happened. Marcus Banks, what's good, my guy? Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Um, sounds fine. All right. All right. Let's get back. Let's try this again. Man, so annoying. All right. So we got the normal Tyler Lindenbaum. Like I said, I don't think he's leaving the Ravens. If he does, I think the Giants and Harbaugh are gonna have first dibs on that. I've been saying that since day one. I just feel like that's the way they go. It's a little loud. How about now? It's always something. Jalen Watson is gone. Jalen Phillips, man, Jalen Phillips. With the injuries, if the Raiders could get him for like 51, 52, somewhere in there at 27 years old, I think that's a steal. I've heard upwards of 25 to 27 million per season. I think that's just ridiculous, and I don't, you know, but the way this market is and the way teams have been lately, just throwing money at people, I wouldn't put it past the Raiders. Um, I mean, I wouldn't put it past the Eagles, to throw him that kind of money to keep him. He did damn good. You burnt your Crosby jersey. Why? Why would you do that? Don't come on, man. That's crazy. That's crazy. He'll be back. He'll be back. um, Odea, Odafi Owe is a guy that spent some time with Rob Leonard. Yeah, spent some time with Rob Leonard and the Ravens um, a while back. Right now, Rashawn Gray. I wouldn't be mad at that either. John Franklin Myers, man. John Franklin Myers, you know, 14 and a half sacks the past two seasons. He had 7 sacks last year. A guy that could definitely get to the quarterback. The, we haven't had anybody besides Max have 7, 8 sacks in a season. 2 years ago, Malcolm Kuntz, I think, was the next highest guy at 8. And that was, the season before he got hurt. Shit, that was 3 years ago. Damn, time flies. So John Franklin Myers, we've heard Sean Payton offered to pay for uh a luxury jet flight to Baltimore for Maxx Crosby. Now that he got traded, he was just so excited that he is out of the division, and rightfully so. But for that, I think we should go steal the John Franklin Myers. Um, my guy Aaron Jones says, I do fair trades. Jalen Carter for the Baltimore pick this year. If you need AJ Brown, a fair trade is the Baltimore pick this year and a second year. Shout out to my guy. You think that's a fair trade? That's nah, bro. I, I don't. Jalen Carter for our 14th overall pick. Didn't he have a shoulder injury last year and the year before? Isn't it two different shoulders? Of course, the Eagles would want to give him away, and anybody that's willing to go that route, I think that's crazy. So fair trade. I mean, shout out for the $5 holla. I appreciate you, but that's I don't I couldn't see giving that 14th pick for Jalen Carter. I just can't. AJ Brown, I'm not giving up 14 for AJ Brown and a second. there's there's no way. He's a damn good receiver, but there's also issues in the locker room. He's one of those divas that, diva or not, sitting on the sidelines. There's been nothing but, nonsense in that media. For that reason, I'm not giving a first round pick for that. No. Max going to break his leg getting off the plane. Damn. Damn. The Max hate is crazy. Y'all went from he was the greatest player in the history of the NBA. I mean, NBA, in the history of the NFL. I don't know why I was thinking about LeBron James. No, I'm just kidding. But he went from being the greatest player in the NFL to I hope he breaks his leg getting off the plane. Raider Nation, I love you. Y'all are wild. Jalen Carter is a top 10 pick who is insane. He was a top 10 pick, yes, 3 years ago, 4 years ago. What's he got? Seven what's he got? Like 9, 10 sacks in 3 years? Come on. Yes, he gets pressure on the quarterback. Yes, he's a monster. He eats up the middle. But I'm not giving a first round pick for a guy that's, that was injured last year. I'll pull up his injury history here in a minute, but I'm just not doing that, man. I'd rather pay John Franklin Myers at 29. You know, whatever he wants. What 15 mil, 3 years, 15 mil, 45 mil. I'd do that before I gave up a 14 for Jalen Carter. Adam Butler, 2027 second round pick for Jalen Carter. um, I think I'd do that. I think I'd do that. I'd give up Adam Butler in a second for Jalen Carter. That makes more sense. That makes way more sense. Butler is a fourth round trade at best. I don't know if we get even a fourth for Butler. You know, he played well when AP was the Raiders head coach. After that, he got his money. He missed some games, had some back problems, was not the main guy in the rotation. I don't even think he was third in the rotation last year. So yeah, I don't think Butler's stock is as high as some people think. Bo Mafe, 27 years old, Seattle, coming off a Super Bowl. He has 20 sacks in 4 seasons. I think he only had one this year. Was a rotational guy, which the whole defensive line for Seattle was a rotational guy. Can he come in and be that number one guy full time? That's definitely remains to be seen. Devin Lloyd is a guy I think, for the right price, the Raiders, you have to at least bring him in, talk about it, right? Get him on the phone with his agent. If you can bring in a guy like Devin Lloyd with one or two rookies in this draft, with the young guys we got in the building already, and Tommy Eichenberg, who seemed to play a little bit better last year when he got a chance, just can't get on the field. So um, we all know Alante Taylor. I think Alante is what I think Alante Taylor is my guy in free agency. If I had to pick, if I wanted a player, and I could pick anyone, I think this would be the guy, right? I don't know how good he's gonna fit in a 3-4 scheme. He's more of a man coverage guy, and I don't know what I know it's gonna be a 3-4 base, but are they gonna run, a lot of zone? Are they gonna I don't know. I don't know. So I don't know kind of where he fits in there. So um Brisker, no. David Oimata, however you say that, is 33 years old. What the hell is that noise? What the fuck is going on, bro? All right, it's pissing me off. Devin Lloyd would be definitely huge for this defense, but I think David Oimata is a guy that's 33 years old, but he's a guy that can take up double team. I believe he's 6'3", 334 pounds. I want to say. I don't have the stats in front of me, just kind of remembering off the top of my head. But definitely a guy that could eat up the middle. Reek Woolen, you definitely a guy you have to bring in. Jamil Dean is a name that hasn't been really getting as much talk as I thought it would. Right? He's a guy that. Oh, let me pull this off the damn screen. My bad. My bad. Um, he's a guy that comes from Tampa Bay, has some splash plays. He had 3 picks last year, right? He's familiar with Spytek. Spytek's familiar with him. He's a kind of a veteran that could come in and help develop some of these young guys. Because I do believe we are going to go younger. When it comes to the draft, a lot of people are expecting us to go offensive line and wide receiver, and I think it's going to be the opposite of that. I think it's going to be linebacker, edge rusher, true nose tackle. I think it's going to be defense, right? You should get N'Kobe Dean. He's very injury prone. He's effing amazing on the field. Relatively cheap. Without losing any picks, I'll miss him. He's definitely injury prone, and that's a problem. But one thing the Raiders can say is the last couple years we've been pretty good at okay, not the last couple years, but last year the training staff did an amazing job at keeping these guys healthy. If they were injured, they were right back out there. A lot of guys played through injury, but not a lot of guys were seriously injured. So we have a damn good training staff, and maybe you just get them on the right routine, the right trainers, and maybe some of those injury prones go away. But I'll say this about N'Kobe Dean is he's kind of a guy that reminds me of Nate Hobbs. And yes, they play two different positions, but the physicality, right? I've said this, and I'll die saying this. I would rather have a guy that gets injured because he's a dog, because he's out there throwing his body into people. He's a missile. He's not afraid, to do whatever it takes to get tackles, right? And I think that's how Nate Hobbs was. He was always in the middle of the pile. He's always around the ball. And when you're always around the ball, you're going to get injuries. It just happens. When there's a pile around the ball, guys get rolled up on, guys get, twisted up, guys land wrong, they fall wrong, people fall on them. So that just tells me that you're a baller, right? Not everybody that has injuries is injury prone just because they're fragile, right? We finally got rid of Maxi Pad. We never need more. What? Whatever we do, no more reaches. We need solid players. Well, yes, we need solid players, but every player in the NFL is a reach. Talking about the injuries, right? You never know when you're going to sign somebody and they're going to play 3 games and miss the whole entire year, or play the whole season. It's a crapshoot in the NFL. It's a physical sport and you can't guarantee anything. But I get what you're saying. Like, we need solid players, and I believe Spytek is on the right path. He wants guys in the building that are football players, right? He says this over and over in every interview. I want football players. I want guys that want to be here, guys that want to be the first one in the building, want to be the last one to leave, want information fed to me, can't get enough, right? Just keep feeding me, feeding me, feeding me information. Those are the guys you want in the building, guys that love football, guys that will do whatever it takes to win, right? And we let one of those guys go, but I feel like we've brought a bunch of those guys in, right? I feel like Caleb Rogers showed he's one of those dudes when he got to play finally this year at right guard, right? I feel like Ashton Genty behind this shitty ass offensive line, he was injured a couple games. He still got back out there, right? Wouldn't sit out. He's one of those dogs. Loves football. Is going to do anything it wins. Jack Besh, Brock Bowers. We've seen him, be injured and still want to be out there. So we're getting the right players in the building, and I think that's part of Spytek. Um, maybe Brady might give Brady some, but I'm giving all the credit to Spytek because the kind of players I seen him draft last year, I seen him get those players that love football, that are good teammates, that are good people. Character is a big thing in Vegas. You can't bring in guys that are out there worrying about partying and drinking and celebrating with the boys after every victory, going to the clubs, because there's a lot of clubs in Vegas and they never close. They won't kick you out. You can go to a strip club and stay in that bitch for 3 days. They don't care. Like, so Vegas, you have to have the right character, and I believe Spytek he's a damn good judge of character. A guy that's been a scout for a long time, developed and just kept rising. Right, the cream always rises to the top, so they say. And Spytek's one of those dudes. Everywhere he's been promoted. Right, so he's been around 3 Super Bowl teams. He knows how to what it looks like and the way it should be. And I think the Raiders are on the right track, man. I'm not as big on Spytek and especially Brady, but I'm not gonna prejudge. I'll sit back and see. Right. I feel you on that. I just think, with Spytek, since day one, right? He's came in and we don't know if he's been honest or not because he's got that damn poker face. We just don't know, bro. We have no idea if this man is telling the truth. Let me get back over this. Yeah, man, we have no idea if this man's telling the truth, if he's bullshitting, if he's holding 4 aces, if he's got, a 2, 3, a 4, and a 5. We don't know, bro. We don't know. So, but just doing background checks, because as a content guy, that's what I do, right? I'm trying to feed you guys information. I'm not trying to feed you a bunch of bullshit and get up here and give you clickbait. But from what I got from Spytek is everything I've read from everywhere, from anything. Everybody loves this dude. Everybody has nothing but the best things to say about this man, and we haven't had that in a minute. When you go to Vegas, everybody's got something to say. When you go to the Raiders, everybody's got something to say about the people we hire, right? We haven't heard that a lot about Spytek. We've heard a lot of people giving him a lot of credit and a lot of up. So shout out to that. Let's see if I can find this damn. Let's go over to Cap. I don't know what's up with Spytek. Over to Cap, free agency. Checker. Boom. Free agent tracker. All right, what are we looking at? Let's go safeties. Excuse me. Oh, damn. Okay, maybe more people were talking about Jalen Thompson than I've heard about, because he is at the top of the damn list. That's a nice price tag Whew. All right, let me pull this up so y'all can see it. Okay, maybe I didn't do all my homework like I thought I had did. Did I just what the fuck just happened? What the hell just happened? I got way too many windows open. I don't like when it's like this. I can't fucking do my shit. All right, let's try this one more time. Share screen. Warning. What are you talking about? I have multiple screens up. Fuck. Um. All right, let's close this one. Sorry, I have like 55 windows up, and it's not working with me right now. All right, try this one more time. I'm not sure my device can handle it, but all right. I don't know what the hell is going on with this damn computer. Is 14 too high for Mesidor? That's a damn good question. I.e. Raider Mike, what's good, man? Appreciate you. What's going on, my guy? Welcome to the channel. Um, I like Akeem Mesidor, Lawrence. You know, we've talked about Akeem Mesidor on this channel many times. You and I, we both feel like he was a first round before he started being in the first round conversation. Um, you know, at 25, that's the only thing that scares me, right? Everything else I think is good with Akeem. 25 though, you're going to be, you know, what, close to 26 in your rookie year. I don't know. Let me know what you think. Let me know what y'all think. Chat, is Akeem Mesidor, is 14 too high for Akeem Mesidor? You know, if I'm the Raiders though, if I'm the Raiders, that 14th pick is looking crispy, right? There's a lot of people that are going to want to, want to move up depending on where the board falls. If you want your, top edge rusher, you might have to go up to get them. If they want the top receiver, there could be a Makai Lemon sitting there. You know, there could be a Olivia Vega Lone sitting there. There's, it just depends on how the board falls. Maybe somebody jumps up and wants that 14 spot. I wouldn't be opposed, like I said, to trading back. And if we could trade back to somewhere in the 20s, I would take him there. But if the Raiders feel like they can't trade back and that's their guy at 14, I mean, I wouldn't be mad at it. I would not. Make sure to hit those like buttons. Appreciate you. Appreciate you on that. All right, where did my window go? I just opened over the cap and it disappeared. Like, I don't know what happened, bro. Oh, all right, there it is. Let me see one more time. I don't know why it's not coming up on here. Oh, I'm just blind. That's why. Well, that helps too. That helps too. All right. So we got. Oh, I can't see that at all, bro. All right. So my guy Jalen Thompson, I was talking about for Arizona. They are saying 12 mil. Yes, APY, 12 mil, 20 million in guarantees. That's a little rich for my blood at safety. I mean, I like the guy. I like the guy a lot. Um, I like maybe taking a receiver at 14. I don't think the Raiders go receiver at 14, and I'll explain why here in a minute. Um, or I'll just explain why now. You look at guys like Casey Concepcion. You look at guys like Denzel Boston, which I think is the best receiver in this draft. A lot of people look at speed and think, oh, he's a speed receiver on the outside. But if you look at guys that ran a 4.3, none of those guys are even top 50 receivers in the NFL. And even throughout history, right? Fast guys don't really turn out to be that. Tyreek is an exception. Um, but other than that, not too many guys that run 4.3s, right? So these guys that run, in the 4.4s, people think, oh, they're not great receivers because they're not fast enough in the NFL. But these guys are usually the guys that are most athletic. They run great routes. They have solid hands. They have good size at the position. And I just feel like there's a lot of receivers in this draft to to take one at number one. Um, Now corner, I would love for the Raiders to take a corner at number one. I just don't know who. I mean, you could probably get Colton Hood, who I heard they were looking at, in the second round. My guy is Julian Neal in this draft. I think he's top 3 or 4 corner in this draft. I really do. I think he's underrated. We'll see what he does at his pro day speed wise. I think you have to have speed on the corners, but for me, I think taking a receiver in this draft for the Raiders, I think it would be a miss. I think it would be a miss. I think in the second round, or even if you trade back, and get another pick in the second round, I feel like you can get one there. I just don't see the Raiders, in my opinion, I don't see them jumping, on a receiver in the first round this year. Now, next year, you got Smith coming out, from Ohio State. I could definitely see that, right? I could definitely see him trying to be in that mix. In a corner, there's been talks that they like Brandon Sese. In the second round, some people feel like he's kind of moved up into the first round after the combine with his speed and his size and his agility. So corners, you might have to take one in the first round at 14. I just think 14 would be too high for a corner too. I mean, unless you know Deron McCoy coming off an injury, that's risky. But we also said the same thing about who was a kid Johnson last year, the kid from Michigan. I thought him coming off the injury, was going to hurt him in the NFL, and he played his ass off. I was totally wrong. He was one of the top corners for a while, so I wouldn't mind that. But Jalen Thompson, yeah, I think that's way too much. What other safety I had? My other safety I had was Monteric Brown. Where is Brown? I do not see him. Nope, that's Mike Brown. Why don't they put this in alphabetical order? It sure would make it easier. All right, I think I missed him, but I didn't see another Brown. Did y'all see a Brown? Oh, no, y'all can't see. It's going way too fast. All right, well, he is not on here. We'll skip to the next. Cam Curl, did he get signed? Does anybody know? Did the Rams bring him back? Because I'm not seeing him either, and he should be like the first one on this list. Like, where's Cam Curl? All right, spell check is killing me, bro. Um, why is two tabs sharing? I don't know. It's sharing two tabs. That's better. All right, Gilmore. Oh, there we go. Cameron Curl. All right, so Cameron Curl is my bad. I apologize, y'all. Oh, he is signed with the Rams. Oh, so they brought him back. So he is off the list. We ain't even got to worry about that. I'm just looking for him for nothing. Nashawn Wright, corner. What other safety did I have on here? That was all the safeties. All right, let's go on the corners. I need corners. What about Trayvon Diggs? How y'all feel about Trayvon Diggs? $20 million, 33 guaranteed. Never mind. Never mind. Um, Marshawn Lattimore was a guy that I wanted last year, and I'm so glad we didn't do that, man. I'm so dead glad we didn't do that. 14 can draw interest to trade back, secure more draft picks. Yeah, I we talked about this last night. I feel like Spytech is is all about the picks, right? And I've heard some conversations from the little birdie in my ear saying, "Don't be surprised if they're moving back, picking up capital with 14." Now, I would love to see them do that with the number one spot, but that's just me. That's just me. Yeah, I don't want Trayvon Diggs either. I just wanted to say what y'all was saying. $33 million guaranteed, 20 mil. No, I'm out on that. Um, what about Kyle Duggar from the Steelers? No, I'm just kidding. All right, so we have Just Job. That's what I was looking at. Where is he at? Um, Josh Job, bro. What? Oh yes, you have to sign that. 2 mil. So if I'm looking at this right, Josh Job is 28 years old. He had a $300,000 guaranteed, and he was only making 2 mil. I don't know why the Seahawks didn't bring him back. They are not in that much cap hell. Line item number 6, Teron Johnson. Yeah, Teron Johnson. I got to go back and look at tape, do my homework. But looking at Seattle's defense, I'm not. Um, they were going to release the young man, so I got to look at more. But it's a corner, right? It's a corner. We needed a corner. Running back, running back. Nashawn Wright. Where is Nashawn Wright? What is he looking at? So yeah, I would go get. I would definitely go get Job, man. Job, however you say dude's name. I would definitely take a flyer on that. We have 23 free agents. You have to fill those spots, right? And a lot of these guys are not going to be brought back mostly because of bad coaching, right? Not because of their skills. And I'm not saying we have a lot of high skilled players on this team, but a lot of these guys are going to be cut just because the Raiders are dog shit, like David said. Fucking, oh, I can't wait till I get my little buzzer thing so I can start buzzing y'all. What was I looking at? Who was I looking at? Nashawn Wright from Baltimore, part of the Wright brothers, builds airplanes. It's a brilliant family. Brilliant family. Can I just search these dudes? Wait. Oh no, can't do that either. All right, Nashawn Wright. 1 mil. 1 mil, bro. Like I'm pulling the trigger on that all day. All day. Right? Again, 5 picks last year for Baltimore, and this dude was making $1 million. What? What? Are we serious? Like what is the catch? What is the catch? Um, I gotta see. I gotta see. I'm missing. So there's got to be something missing here. There's got to be something they ain't telling us. Is he in the news all the time? Like, what's going on with this young man, Nashawn? 5 picks and you get cut. Oh, playing for the Bears. Um, all right. I mean, 6'4", dude, 199. He had 54 solo tackles, was tied 68th for with two forced fumbles, tied for 21st with interceptions. I mean, with um, pass deflections, he had 11 pass deflections last season, bro. Something they ain't telling us, but whatever. I don't care. If I'm the Las Vegas Raiders, if y'all are watching, pick up the phone, dude. What are we doing here? Pick up the phone, call the Chicago Bears, and ask them. You know, oh, he's a free agent. He's already been released. Don't even call the Chicago Bears. Just call this man's agent and get him in the building. I mean, bro, 6'4", 199, 40 time was, but he has been in the league not very long. Not very long. 27 years old. So career stats are, what teams has he played with? Yeah, that's definitely somebody I'm bringing in the building. I mean, come on, man. You're 6'4". Like I said, you're 199 pounds. Played for Oregon State. Had 11 pass deflections last year. Had 5 interceptions, 2 forced fumbles, and 54 solo tackles. That's a dude you bring in the building. Wish you all the best, but I'm not holding my breath. Let's hope the Raiders fans, Chucky, can actually do something on the rise this franchise. From the depths of the Jets and Browns, you deserve more. I appreciate you, my guy. Appreciate you, and I really hope they do too. Maybe kind words like that can get us going in the right direction. So shout out to you, my guy Brandon, and I'm sure every Raider fan on the planet is with you, my guy, is with you. We're not holding our breath, but we holding something. Me, I'm holding my breath. I feel like this, with the money we got, with the coaches we got in the building. I'm a bigger believer on Robbie Leonard than a lot of Raider fans. I've been saying for the last 2 years, why not Robbie Leonard? Why not Robbie Leonard? Like, the man's been in the league for a long time, 15 years in the NFL, right? This dude has been, you know, with the Ravens, with the Dolphins. He's been bounced around, but he's been in some with some damn good head coaches and some damn good systems. So to me, yeah, you go get guys like that. So Nashawn Wright, bro, a million. He's making a mill. $1.1 million, had 5 interceptions, and they let him walk. The Chicago Bears. That just I'm stuttering because I don't know what to. I don't know why. There's got to be something, some character issues, somebody didn't like him in the building. He was messing with somebody's girl. I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I don't know. Idiots, I swear and hope Max wins a Super Bowl with them. Um, who you calling an idiot? This idiots. It has to be this idiot or these idiots. I can't. This idiots is not English. And you know I don't hope Max, when he was a Raider, I wanted Max to go somewhere he had a chance to compete. Now he's not a Raider. I don't give a shit if he competes or wins the Super Bowl. They're in the AFC, and if Max is winning the Super Bowl, that means my Raiders ain't winning the Super Bowl. And I'm all about RAIDERS. So I don't care what he does. I believe in Leonard. He could be the new voice of defensive needs. 100%, 100%. And bringing back Travis Smith, a lot of guys, a lot of people don't know who Travis Smith is. But let me break it down for you. He was a guy that was in the building. He was a big reason why they drafted Khalil Mack. He was a big part of Khalil Mack's um, success in the NFL, playing that outside linebacker edge kind of role. Um, and then they trade Khalil Mack and they got Maxx Crosby. He was a big part of Maxx Crosby's development because when he came into the league, a lot of people said he can't run, he can't stop the run, right? He's not a run stopper. He's just a guy that gets to the quarterback. And Max changed all those narratives. But Travis Smith was part of that, was a big part of that. So having him on the defense with Robbie Leonard, there's a lot of guys that know ball on this defense, and I feel like they are going to surprise some people. Worst Max and the Ravens play the more value our picks will have. Yes, 100%, 100%. I hope they lose every single game. Um, Maybe I won't go that far. Sometimes I got to think about what I say before I say it. But yeah, pick number 14, defensive line, Caleb Banks, 6'6", pick 36, edge, Zion Young, 6'6", solid defensive line to start the rebuild. I like this guy already. Who is this guy? Rip Kobe Laker. Already, and he's a Kobe fan and a Lakers fan. Damn, bro, you should subscribe to the channel. We should be friends. No, I'm just kidding. But for real, I like that. That's a nice take. I am a Caleb Banks fan. I think he was on a Florida team that wasn't great. He's a guy that is is freaky athletic. He has an insane wingspan. He's a guy that can definitely stop the run, right? Um, in the middle, plug up the middle. At 14, though, at 14, I think I would be surprised if he makes it out of the first round, but there is a possibility where he, makes it inside the 20s. And if that's the possibility, I would trade back from 14 if we can. If we can. But if not, if the Raiders feel like they have to take Caleb Banks at 14, I wouldn't be mad at it. If you got Zion Young at 36, I would not be mad at that at all. That would be a hell of a first 2 rounds. I mean, I would be in on that. Definitely. Rick, my guy, what's good? Go Spurs, go. You got Wimby fans in the building. Come on, bro. Come on. Um, just watched Terrion Johnson highlights. Decent tackler. Only has 4.5 speed though. 4.5 speed's not too bad. If we're not playing press man, and I don't know how much press man we're going to play with Robbie Leonard, but if they're not playing press, and if they're playing a little bit more zone, that gives them a good 5 to 7 yards. I think 4 or 5 is decent enough